Alright, it is time for the daily puzzle on chess.com. Today is the 31st of July, 2022. Already my first question is, how the hell did Black's king get all the way over here? That's unusual. But anyway, I am, like, down all my pawns, and I only have my queen to my name. So this is a very precarious position indeed. My first instinct tells me to just take the pawn on b2 with my knight to prevent black from promoting. But I feel like there is some other really, like, weird, tricky solution to this. Especially because today's a Sunday puzzle, and Sunday puzzles are usually the hardest. Another incentive to promote is that this bishop is actually trapped on a1. So push the pawn would free up the bishop. Like, this bishop literally cannot move. I mean, I could also... Actually, no, I can't. My king is completely blocked off from these two squares because these two pawns are covering them. So really the only move I can think of is knight takes b2. And then maybe the king takes or something like that. But then I also need to get my queen into action, and ideally I'd be able to use it to get rid of this rook. But let's start with knight takes b2 and see if that is the correct move. It is not. Okay, that's interesting. I guess the next possible move I can think of is king d2, because then, unless black promotes to a knight, they can't attack my king. Or, maybe there's, like, some weird thing. Actually, wait a minute. I wonder if I do king c5, or king c5, queen c5. Then if black promotes, I escape check. And then maybe take the rook? Let's take the hint and see what they want me to do. Okay, so it does... They do want me to move the knight. Oh, wait a minute. If I move the knight to c1, then if black promotes, then it'll block any possible check. No? Huh. Well, it wants me to move the knight, and it's obviously not knight takes, I mean, the other thing I could think of was something that could potentially attack the rook. But to attack the rook would take, like, at least a couple more moves or something. I don't even know. How would I even get the knight on a square to attack the rook? I'd have to, like, do some, like, crazy path where I go, like... I don't know. Like that. So the best solution I can think of to attack the rook... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. There is, knight b4 check. There we go. Okay. Wow, I can't believe... I actually cannot believe I didn't see that. So knight b4 check allows me to regain a tempo. And from there, there's got to be a way I can stop this pawn from promoting. Or... Wait. This is not mate. Queen a6 is not mate. But if the rook takes, then my knight takes back. Right? Oh, but then I would just end up with a net loss of material. Because if I do queen a6 check, then the king could just take my knight. But then, if the king takes my knight, I would get the rook. So I don't know if black would want to sack their rook in response to delivering this check. Let's just try queen a6 check and see if I'm right. No, I'm not. As expected. I mean, the other thing I can think of is maybe going queen d4 and pinning the pawn to the bishop, which would also deliver a check. And that would actually also keep the knight defended so the king can't take. But that's, of course, not the right answer either. I mean, there are, like, several different squares that I could possibly bring the queen to. I already tried queen a6 check and it didn't work, so... The hard bit is stopping this pesky pawn from promoting, because the king, like I outlined earlier, the king can't move to either of these two squares because the pawns have sights on them. I mean, the other thing I can think of is maybe bring the knight here. Wait, what? Oh no, that is another check, you're right. That's right, okay. So I've got knight c2 check. Knight is guarded by the king. And now I have to get the... Wait. Do I have to get the king away from here? Or do I have to deliver another check? No, there's no way the solution is to deliver another check. I mean, I could take the bishop right now, but then the pawn promotes and I'm dead anyway. I could also just bring the queen like this, so it's closer to black's king. Because if I bring the queen and it's closer to black's king, well, now it's threatening this. And if black promotes, it does put my king in check, but my king can just move this way, and the knight is still guarded. So there is a better move here. I mean, should I just try knight takes bishop? Yeah, knight takes bishop. I kind of figured that was wrong. But it does want me to move my queen. I mean, if I do this, that's just going to blunder my queen and black is going to take. Wait a second. I remember setting a priority of stopping this pawn from promoting. Would this do it? I mean, there's so many different places the queen can freaking go. Oh, wait a minute. Queen a3. I'm an idiot. If I do queen a3, it's guarded by the knight. God. All right. And then take the rook. Take the bishop? Oh. Oh, wait a second. I mean, this is not mate because the king can still escape. I did not mean to click that. Knight b4 check. Okay, hold up. So I've stopped this this pawn from promoting. I think I have to move the knight one more time. Where do I put the knight? I feel like my next move has to be mate. Or do I bring the king? Okay, I don't bring the king. I mean, I think it would take at least 3 moves to get my knight in a position where it can check the king again. Yeah, but it does want me to move the knight again. I mean, if I do this, it threatens the b pawn. If I do that, it threatens the b pawn, and now black's not going to be able to make a new queen unless they take with a bishop. And this, I mean, a2 just blunders the knight because it can be taken 2 ways. Like, I can't put the knight anywhere that gets anything productive done. Unless the idea is to play this, threatening the c pawn. But then, like, what the hell? Or doing something like this, delivering a check on the king? Wait a minute. Oh my god, that's right. Oh my god, that's right. Knight c3 is mate. Because the king can't go here or here. It puts the king in check. And this spot is also guarded by the knight. Knight c3 is mate. Wow. Holy shit. That was a puzzle. I mean, I literally completely did not see knight b4 check. And then bring the knight back. Oh no, it was knight c2. And then queen a6. Oh no, it was queen a3, right? Next? Yeah. And then knight b4 check. And then knight d5. And then knight c3 checkmate. Wow, even solving that a second time after learning the solution the first time, I could not do that. But that was, I mean, that solution is just ridiculous. And that is the first puzzle, I believe this is the first puzzle from this week I've done that actually ends in a checkmate. Wow, okay. So my knight just did a little dance around the board. Well, that was the chess.com daily puzzle for July 31st, 2022. I cannot wait for tomorrow's puzzle where the difficulty will reset, and hopefully I can calculate the entire solution. But let me know how you guys did.